What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and this is what you guys have been waiting for, JakenStein's Monster. Now remember, this card can be used inside of house rules as well with the Midnight Morph. I would not recommend it. This right here with the challenges, you're going to be getting more free potions, players, Mutcoins, all that good stuff. So I would recommend, like I said, it's a lot of things that I don't recommend. Like, you know, look how big he is. He can't do nothing with that, though. As far as like playing house rules, that's one of the things that, you know, even though they're giving out such a high overall free player, unless you have, you know, the gumption to deal with that stuff, I would avoid it. Okay, I would definitely 100% avoid it. I do not think it's worth your mental health. Some of you guys have gotten through it. You know, you run goal line every play, you do other weird stuff. I don't want to go through that kind of science experiment. The game mode right now for this current house rules is very, very bad. If you're actively playing the game right now and you've tried it, I'm pretty sure you've either smashed the controller or you just went away from it very, very quickly. All right, so with JakenStein's Monster right here, you're going to go through a series of challenges where not only are you going to play against the monster, you're going to have the monster at quarterback for you and at linebacker. All right, so they give you the opportunity to go ahead and use it. You know, pretty much they could have made it similar like that within the Mutt house rules. Just let you play with him as quarterback and middle linebacker and just be done with it. But they took it to another level and another extreme, and they chose your playbook and they made it really, really ridiculous and not at all any fun. So again, I'm going to show you guys after this video. I just have to do a couple things to kind of put together all that's going to be left, because many of you guys are asking about, you know, what about, you know, Cam Jordan being able to be quick sold now, because that wasn't the situation. Now we can get treats. We got more potions. There's different things going on. By the time we get to the end of this video, you're going to see that there is something else that's unlocked after this. So there are so much, there's so much more to this actual Escape from Castle Jakenstein, where they kind of made it so that you would be able to utilize everything within it and be able to get the most out of it. So no money spent players are probably very, very happy for the first time in a very long time, because honestly, up until this point, they haven't really showed you guys a lot of love. So you definitely want to go ahead and take advantage of this right here and the Boneyard Brawl and get those free players. Now, as far as everything else that's going on with Madden in general, some of you guys are asking, all right, they didn't give us a lot of the things that we wanted, the uniforms, you know, other additional things. We got trash limiteds. That's all fine and well, guys. But yes, inside of, like, looking back at it, they could have done a lot more for us as far as the actual content. Some people that were released, you guys were screaming out L. Leonard Fournette being a scary fast player was hilarious. There were a lot of things that went on. But in overall, I think we're going to make out with a lot of the stuff that we have right now. This is what I would urge you guys to do. Once we go over everything after this video, you know, definitely make sure you subscribe with, you know, post notifications so you can be there for it once it's released. We're going to just break down everything you should have left in your binder, right? After we do that, we're going to now figure out how to plan for the harvest, because up until the harvest, we still have, you know, the 50 coming every week. We got Wildcard Wednesday. There's a lot of things going on. So in order for us to be able to do these things, there's going to be a necessity, which is required, that you guys have patience and just understand more or less what's going on inside of the whole pathway leading up to the harvest. Because the 81s and 83s, they may not have value as nats, but they'll be able to be utilized in certain sets where it doesn't matter what type of card it is and what promo, and it probably will come in handy later. The way that I've been explaining to you guys, some of these things are specific. The scary sharp, the scary strong, and the scary fast. Those were all very, very specific, right? But once you start to get out of that, the harvest is usually not more, like last year they did it with, like, they had collard greens, they had, you know, corn, they had the turkey, they broke it down into like foods, but those were sets that were made for players. They didn't really have it separated the way that they did right now. And they did this last year also with Most Feared, where you had to do, I think they had bats as the currency and other kind of weird stuff. What happens is, regardless of how it works out, there's always going to be like a miscellaneous set that's going to be available that we can use some of the cards to make some of the current cards that are going on for that current promo. So if anything is like really valuable right now, the only thing that I would say, other than, like, McLaurin is really, really good, right? But when you look at Aaron Donald for me is not as exciting as it is for a lot of other people, because as a 49er theme team, I have to make space in order to put that player on the team. And that's what a lot of us are finding out because of them nerfing John Madden and not giving the +1 speed to everybody. You're forced to choose a theme team. So like I said, most of the year, the major team that most people played for that were really decent players were the 49ers. So you're gonna, make a decision. It doesn't really matter which way you go with it. You can do it however you like it. That's not my concern. My concern is that you understand that the time that you put into the game, you're only gonna get those benefits back if you make the right decisions. So right here with this final challenge right here, you're gonna see that we have the Monster, JakenStein's Monster as your QB. I didn't check his ratings. I didn't pause the game and see anything, but he does throw dots. If you guys wanted to know, like, yo, is he garbage? Like, like pretty much like Santa. Like Santa's like a big, fat, tall guy in this game. And over the last couple years, the dude threw hot ones. You know what I'm saying? So this guy right here, he also throws dots. So you don't have to sub in your regular QB. You should be able to throw some hot ones in that regard. But getting back to what we were talking about, once we go ahead, like I said, it's Halloween right now. I don't think they're going to do anything special. I don't think it's going to be like a blitz or anything like that where like throughout the day you got to come in there and they have different deals. I don't think they did anything like that. They dropped 2 trash legends and that was pretty much it. Are we going to go over that? Yes, probably a little bit later. You guys wanted to know some feedback on that. But just to give you guys a hint, the legends are trash. So if you're watching this video later and you're waiting for me to go ahead and talk about it, it probably will be a little bit later on. But a lot of you guys were really engaged with this actual series going over Castle Jakenstein because many of you guys are no money spent. So I believe that this was more important than talking about 2 trash legends, which, like I said, I have no interest in either of them. So looking at the most feared situation, you guys need to really, really brace and understand a few things, right? Number one, with the way that the game is being played right now, will Aaron Donald be that dude? More than likely he would be. Aaron Donald is a very, very, he's a very, very good card. He meets a lot of thresholds and, things of that nature. But as far as like getting the right type of player to be put together to get your team where it needs to be, if you have a theme team and you can't squeeze him in, do not worry about utilizing him. Don't worry about utilizing him. Because if you try to start removing players from your team for like a guy like Aaron Donald, that's not really going to give you suitable benefit in all cases. You're going to start to hurt your team. If you can squeeze him in, maybe you go after it and you see what it's about. All right. But I would rather go after right now McLaurin. Now, McLaurin's value already dropped like 200, 300K. Once Randy Moss drops, it's going to drop even more. Just so you guys, just like putting it all out there. Like, yo, for now, though, he's one of the better cards. So I would definitely take my chances with that before I went after, Aaron Donald. I would definitely make sure that that situation is something that you should, probably take a look at and figure it out. All right. But you guys were asking, like, are there any cards that are worth it? Gmia, what should we be doing right now? That's what I feel right now. So going through this is going to benefit a lot of us because we're going to get a lot of free stuff. And then on top of all of that, we're not going to really spend anything. We have nothing there's not a lot of cards that, yo, you got to get this, you got to get that. Many of the cards that are available right now are just honestly not that good. Okay, so it is what it is. We're going to go ahead and figure out exactly what we need to do going forward after we go ahead and finalize this final challenge. All right, guys, so that's pretty much the more exciting part about it. Everything else that comes after this, I'm going to show you when you get a little sneak peek, and then I'm going to add this final part of the video when you see these newly unlocked challenges out of the final part. I'm going to add this into the final video where we finalize everything that we're doing with Most Feared, and I give you the best possible ways to go ahead and utilize all the, the things, the miscellaneous things. We get an 83. Usually we got 85s and 87s. We get an 83 right there with Joe Burrow. We get a yellow potion. And I know a lot of you guys are like, yeah, but that's not all of the stars. You're absolutely right. It's not. So what's going to happen right now is this. You're going to have the red, blue, and yellow brew room. It's no beer, guys, no beer. But we're going to be able to make new potions. And then that's what I'm going to add to the final video. And we're going to get everything else put together. And then ultimately, we can go ahead and be completely done with Escape from Castle Jakenstein. I want to thank you guys and girls for watching. Have a great day. One love, y'all.